Welcome back to yet another session of the Learning Simplified series. In today's session, we are going to understand about the Swift UETR recycling rules. In a previous video, we would have seen what UETR means and what it does. So UETR stands for Unique End-to-End Transaction Reference Number, a unique reference for each message which is being delivered by any institute across the Swift network. So this is akin to a courier reference number, which helps you track the delivery of your messages. And it also ensures that this UETR is sent to the central GPI tracker by way of an MT199. Just like a courier reference number is unique, ideally UETR also should be unique per message. If any duplicate UETR is being created by any institute, it has to be reported by Swift. So in this example, you can see the field 121 of the MT103, which has the UETR message. The same is there in the MT199 or the universal confirmation message. What are the timelines of this UETR recycling validation rules? UETR, as you are all aware, started in 2018 Swift release. At that time, the UETR recycling rules were in logging mode, which means that if a duplicate UETR has been found, it is just logged and informed to the sending institute. The message is never nacked. So this resulted in reduction of duplicate UETR over the years. In Jan 2023, an enhanced logging mode was introduced. Messages were still not being nacked, but instead the logging mode was enhanced. Why? Because now, because of the introduction of ISO 20022 messages, the validation of the UETR has to happen across both MT and MX message types. Come this November 2023, it will be on NAC mode, which means that if the same UETR is used, the message would be nacked. So what are the main features of this UETR validations? It applies across MT and MX messages. The message scopes, as you can see here, are limited to the payment messages, which could be the customer payment or the bank transfer. In simple definition, the check applies for messages sent by the same BIC for the same UETR. Now, it doesn't check for the amounts because there is a tolerance amount which is there. If the two messages, the amounts are within the tolerance limit, the UETR reuse is not flagged. If it is beyond the tolerance limit, then the duplicate UETR flag is raised. Let us try to understand with some use cases to make it very clear. So in the first use case, you see the first message, which is a customer credit transfer, a pack 008 of 5000 USD. The same agent sends a pack 9 bank transfer for the settlement of the charges related to the same transaction. Now the second message is going to be nacked. The reason being, the two amounts are beyond the tolerance limit. So ideally, the pack 009 should have used a different UETR reference number. The second use case, agent 1 or agent A sends a 1 million euro. In another independent transaction, the same agent sends 300,000 euro to another financial institute. The second message is nacked because it is using the same UETR reference number and it is beyond the tolerance limit. Use case 3. The agent A sends a PAX 8 message with the settlement amount of 9,900 euros and an instructed amount of 10,000 euros. Agent B in another independent transaction sends with the same UETR a PAX 8 message. The instructed amount is the same. This message is not going to be nacked. However, when agent A sends another message with 950 euros of the settlement amount, this is one going to be nacked. Why? Because the instructed amount is not present and the settlement amount is beyond the tolerance limit. So as a financial institute, how are you going to know about these duplicate cases? Swift comes to the rescue. As part of the campaign, it had given an Excel file that lists all the messages with the same UETR and the error description. You can see a sample Excel file. The error is the message which is NACT, and the info is the message with the same UETR number just preceding the ones. So in this first example, the error description says that it's the same currency, it's a lower amount, not with tolerance. Now, what does this passive flag mean, N and Y? If the passive flag is Y, it means that your institute, which receives the report, is not responsible for generating the duplicate UETR. You are just acting as an intermediary, as a pass-through, and you just relate the same UTR which you received from a preceding institute. For being with us to understand the UETR recycling rules. In the next session, we are going to understand more about the File Act and Interact services of SWIFT. Thank you.